Hey, thank you for clicking on this video. There's a number of things that me and my brother are going to talk about. As you know, we're starting another season of our podcast, but there's something that I wanted to show you. Look, me and Joshua are back in person again. We are doing the podcast together and not not over FaceTime as we have been doing. So, how you doing?
I'm good. This was kind of how we left off the last season. We said we had a small surprise, I guess. And the surprise was I was moving. I moved to the same area as Joseph.
Mm-hmm. And
so
Mackenzie.
We now have a podcast where we are in the
Together,
same state.
again.
We're in the same state. That means that Wiseworks is going to come out with a lot more content, a lot different content than we have because we're in the same place now.
Yeah. Here's a question.
Yes.
It's been quite a while. In fact, ever since you started helping me with Wiseworks content,
Yes.
we haven't lived in the same city.
Not really, yes.
Ever since you got involved with Wiseworks. It's been a long time since me and you have lived in the same city.
It has.
And now we do.
Weird.
Do you think it's weird?
Yeah, it's very weird.
Like,
I would agree.
is it weird you got used to not being able to just reach out and hang out?
I guess. Yeah. I don't think it's hit me quite yet because I've only been here for, a week now?
Yeah.
Or just a little over a week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really hit me that much yet, but
Yeah.
I feel like a month in, I'll be like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah,
But-
we haven't lived in the same city for a while. But kind of on the back end of that idea, what are we talking about for this first podcast after taking a little break?
Well, just us coming back, I guess, starting season 4, I guess what you call it, because we had 3 seasons prior to this, and now we have like a season 4. Before we've done it over Skype, we've been together for a couple seasons, and now we did it over Skype. Now we're back together and everything. With the current situation going on in the United States, in the world, everybody, everything that's going on, and you know what we're talking about. There's a lot of TV stations, a lot of interview type shows, a lot of YouTubers that they have interactions with other people. They have partners for their show. They can't be together.
Yeah.
We're just the 2 of us, and we've already been together, so it's not like we have to stay quarantined. We can't be together. So if we're good that way, but
And we're family. And so at least the city we live in now, it's Virginia, Virginia Beach. The state allows us as family to see each other.
Yep.
And so we're not going to hesitate visiting each other at each other's home, you know?
That is true. So everybody, I've seen a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of like interview type shows on TV, late night shows. They're going to Skype, and we've done that before. That's kind of something that we've done prior to this, and we've done it because we've been in another state, not because of any quarantine or anything. But I guess it's kind of ironic.
Yeah. So let me ask you, because we've done quite a few podcasts long distance and staying away from each other, or just because of geographical distance. I felt got pretty good at it. You know, how would you say, as far as engagement goes, do you think that the whole thing with everybody doing long distance, and now that we did long distance and everyone's doing long distance, we're coming back together and doing it together, do you think that people are struggling with engaging the audience through that way that we've done for quite a few months before this?
I don't know. I guess you could see it with 2 different ways because this is how I view it. There's the person who's creating the content, the person who's like the interviewed on the show. Them trying to feel like there's an audience and get engaged with them might be a little tough, I guess. I know when you're by yourself and you're talking to somebody over Skype or FaceTime or however you do it, it feels a little bit different than being in person because you don't catch their emotions as much.
Yeah.
Engagement wise, though, I feel like engagement for those type of shows has gone way up only because people are on their phones. I feel like, I mean, because I can't go out, my engagement on my phone has been a significantly growth. Like I've been on my phone a lot more. I don't know if that's great, bad, however you view it.
I think it's kind of everybody's situation right now.
So I think engagement with the shows and podcasts and all that, all the other shows is good, but it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah. Why is
guess.
it difficult, would you say?
I mean, just difficult to like feel the emotion of the audience and have engagement that way, or even like interviewing somebody.
Yeah. I mean, this does feel different. Talking to you this way, as opposed to doing it over FaceTime that we did for like 8 months or 9 months, it's different. It feels very different. Let's talk a little bit about during that time when we decided we were going to keep the podcast going.
Yep.
Even though we weren't going to live in the same city.
Yes.
Why do you... Because I've seen a number of people do podcasts where they just like screen record the actual FaceTime feed. Why is it that we chose to set up cameras and set up microphones and just like get separate footage and just use FaceTime as the medium between us communicating?
Well, I mean, it was one because we were in the same state. We couldn't do it at the time. And we also wanted to come up with content for Wiseworks. We didn't want the channel to die. We wanted to grow as a company, as a YouTube channel, as all that. We wanted to keep growing. But we weren't in the same place, so it was a little bit difficult for us to do that. I think feels a little weird to me. I guess we're going to have to get used to it.
Yeah.
Being in the same place now. For me, at least, it feels weird. I know you just said that.
I mean, it's going to feel weird for you for a while because you just moved to a new location. I've been here for a while and I've gotten settled, and so I'm familiar with the area. You are fresh to everything, pretty much.
Fresh. As fresh as I don't know, something that's really fresh, like a can of sardines after you've opened it up. I don't know.
What about fresh as a mushy banana?
Fresh as a mushy banana. You heard it here
first.
Not
even fresh. Fresh as a green banana.
Fresh as a green banana.
I don't know. Fresh. The idea of what we're talking about. I guess when I looked at us deciding we were going to do long distance podcasts, I knew it would work. I kind of felt like it was initially my idea, right?
Yeah, it was.
Because we were going to try to do like film a bunch of podcasts together and have something to release for like 2 months, you know what I mean? And then come back together and do it again. And we did that at the very beginning.
Yeah, when we did that at the very beginning. Columbia.
And then it just started falling apart. We weren't able to visit each other, and all of a sudden it's like we have to do video long distance or we're not going to do anything. And so we did it, and it worked out really good. And we did that before I think anybody was even thinking about doing podcasts long distance like they're doing now, you know?
There wasn't a lot of people that did that at all. If I don't know of any.
Yeah. And
I mean, there probably is someone. I'm not
there's
giving
definitely
nobody credit, but I don't know any.
Like I was saying, though, we kind of chose to set up cameras and get good quality audio and then take time to edit it together in that fashion as we have with past podcasts that we did in person, because it was still important that we had quality on the channel, I think, you know? I didn't want there to be a season where we just had really trashy footage and not good audio. And although it's just a podcast, it's just a conversation, it's pretty chill, it's just supposed to be casual. Yeah. But still, we didn't want it to be low quality. I personally don't like content where someone FaceTimes or calls in and it's really poor quality. I don't even like YouTube videos that people are using their webcam to record a video. I mean,
there's so many people that are trying to get started. I feel like YouTube is so much like the Wild West compared to like a lot of things. So when you think of YouTube and quality, it is hard to get good quality when you're just starting out.
Yeah.
YouTube right now has evolved a lot. There's a lot of channels that are more of like show based that have more budgets behind them because people are seeing the impact internet shows, internet videos are, and how many people are watching it, actually how many viewers are actually going to these shows, these companies that are throwing money at these YouTubers. That's why YouTubers make so much money.
Yeah.
Because they are one single person creating something, and all they have to do is set up a webcam. They can create a video that like 100,000 people watch, and 100,000 people, when a budget for like a commercial for something like that would be like up in the thousands of dollar range, and so company will pay this YouTuber just because they're using their webcam, and they have no budget, so they basically make. I mean, I know there's a rule with YouTube, like YouTube gets like 40% or something like that.
Well, they get a chunk, yeah.
But the creator doesn't really have a budget except for their webcam. So
yeah. But I think, with us being a filmmaking company, something we aspire to do you think, I mean, the way I felt about it, I felt like I'm allowed to make low quality content, but I personally don't want to. I think I'm going to hold myself to a higher standard to want to not just be a YouTuber, not just be someone who just, I'm never going to have a budget. I might make videos that don't have a budget. I mean, I do all the time. But to actually not put effort into it, we invest our own money into getting good cameras so we can film good quality stuff. We have lights, we have the microphones, everything is set up so we can record decent quality stuff. Because I think people's reputations matter, and if we want to be considered filmmakers, then we better be able to at least put together a decent looking piece of media. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So yeah, I think kind of going back to what you're talking about, or what we were talking about how we engaged each other long distance. Now we're not. Everyone else is. I personally think, kind of contrast, I think that people are getting a lot of engagement in their videos and their content that's long distance because people are bored. But honestly, I think it's not nearly as engaging. When we get down to it, I think that when people are together, it's a lot more engaging of video content than when it feels separate.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a lot more emotion. We just talked about that.
And I know there's people that are going to be trying to just, muscle their way through it until, the world and America changes for the better and we get through this period of time. But at least for us, we did that. We know how to do it. We know even what level of engagement on our channel up to this point that we will get when we do those kind of videos. So when we're coming back together, we're hoping and expecting and have a little bit more momentum to at least get more engagement with our content. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's something that we haven't done in a while, and we can get together and become better at.
Yeah, definitely. So that is, I guess, us talking about our engagement, coming back with season 4.
Yeah. And also just kind of, Josh was here now.
I am here. We're here.
Yeah.
Everybody's here. So that means a lot of new and big and exciting things for WiseWorks. If you have anything, I don't know if we're going to end the video yet, but if you have anything now that we're in the same state, we can do ideas, movie ideas, podcast ideas, or just all around ideas. If you have an idea for this show, what we want to involve it in, because we're in the same state now too, is we've talked about in the past, even if we don't just have us, if we bring on guests, we would love to have people, entertainers, artists that they don't have a big audience, but they're just creating art that's great and they need to be recognized. We can use this platform to do that. We're not saying that we're an interview type style podcast where we're like Joe Rogan, who has the best, has these crazy guests on, but we can throw that in once in a while if we wanted to. So if you even have this crazy, just if you're an artist, if you want to just come on here, if you actually feel like you have something that's relevant for this show, then we could do that too. I mean, we're so small right now. We're at that place where we could go any direction, but still create art. That's what we want to do, and just have people enjoy our content.
Yeah.
So.
If you wanna try to, if you do something interesting, a hobby or a career hope or something of that nature, and you'd like to promote yourself or you'd like to talk to us, maybe you think what we're doing is interesting, now's the time to do it. Because as the channel grows, then we might have to start filtering. Yeah. But, I mean, it's worth a shot. Why not?
And it's true.
Give it a shot. Anyway, let's end this episode.
We can.
I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate all you who are subscribing. Our main source of media is here on YouTube, and we appreciate you coming and watching this video all the way to the end. Really appreciate you who's listening to my voice right now. So, hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you in the very next video.
And you are a beautiful human being.